Okay, Crack here, and we're going to do my first toy review video. Alright, so I went to the Jim and Dan Comic and Toy Show at Wright State University. They do this every few months, and it's a small show, but you know, there's generally, you know, good stuff there. I like the small shows better. So, in fact, I met, this is a totally separate thing, but I met a comic artist who had I had helped out with a project of his, and he had given me credit in his book. But I had only ever had the digital copy of the book, and I went ahead and I saw his stand there, and we had a nice conversation for about half an hour, and I got a copy of the book. So there it is. Matter of fact, what the heck, I'll open up the book here, and let's see here. Let me get to the right page. Right there in the book is my handle, online handle, Crack Galactica, which was originally from Marvel Comics, a sound effect word from a Thor comic, and he used it as a sound effect word in this reprint of the first appearance of Captain Marvel. Except his books are spoofs. So you know, like, he takes the public domain book and then he redoes all the scripts, and it's hilarious. So that was good. I got to talk to him pretty long time. It was a great convo. Anyway, I picked up the show, The Power of the Force Speeder Bike with Luke Skywalker. It was only 15 bucks. And I'm going to use it to replace the vintage speeder bike I used to have, and you know, for my collection. I don't feel compelled to go get another vintage one and spend the money on it and all that, but I do want to have a speeder bike sitting around, but I don't want, and you see they got the Kenner doohickey here on there. I've already taken it out of the package and assembled it. This is it, and like I say, you know, the coloring's different than the vintage one, but that's okay. It looks nice. It's got good weathering, typical of the late 90s reissue vehicles. They actually visually they made it look better. You know, they made it look more realistic. I mean, they got some coloring on there, some weathering. You know, this bike has looked like it's been used. You know, I already put the decals on. You know, there's not that many decals. There's, you know, a couple of them up here, a couple decals on the side, and there's one that goes on the console, and then there's on the behind the seat there's a couple, and then back behind there by the engines there's another couple. And yeah, it's got the little flappy things that were the first thing that always get lost on the vintage one. I've seen quite a few vintage speeder bikes. I've never seen one, unless it was new in the package still, I've never seen one that still had the flaps. But just the reason I got this is just like the vintage one. Boom! It blows apart, and that was always the great fun feature of this thing, is the fact that it blew apart. But you know, everything's just like the vintage one, and I like it a lot. So I'm gonna get me. I had sold my vintage Spiker Scout, but you know what? I decided, because I don't really, you know, I just want this for the, you know, for the display, for the collect. I don't care about the, you know, being actually vintage. So I went on eBay and I located one of the retro collection Biker Scouts. It's still new on the card, but it was only like 12 bucks. I'm gonna pop that fucker open, and you know, he will be the one riding this bike, because I don't care for. Now this comes with Luke, All right. In fact, I'm going to sell this Luke on eBay. I'm not even going to, undo that. I am just going to leave him on here. Now, he does come with, all right, so I've never cared for the speeder bike version of Luke, either in vintage or any other version of that one, this figure. Now, the vintage one, if I recall correctly, did not come with a lightsaber, which was bullshit because he definitely uses his lightsaber in that scene. Now this one comes with a lightsaber, but it's really weird. I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but the lightsaber handle, instead of being round, is kind of like squared off. Like it's a rectangle, which is weird. And he comes with a Han Solo style blaster pistol, which is rubbery. It's very rubbery. It's very rubber. And this the poncho is rubber too. It's not it's not soft goods like I believe the original one was. And but like the original one, you're stuck with the helmet on his head. They couldn't, they improved this, and they gave him bendable knees so that he can sit on the bike better. If you look at the picture on the box, he's got his knees bent so that he can sit on the bike better. His legs aren't going straight like the old Kenner vintage ones. But this guy is they could have put a removable helmet. I mean, my objections on the counter on the vintage one is like, you gave Leia, you gave the Endor, Leia a freaking removable freaking helmet. Why not the Luke, figure that goes with it? I mean, and he should have had a lightsaber too. Anyway, but there are a lot of coulda, woulda, shouldas with these images. But this Luke is gonna go, like I said, I'm gonna sell this guy on eBay. I'm gonna start the listing at 99 cents and just let it go where it goes. These lights, I just don't care for this figure. Wrong aesthetic for my display. I only have a couple of modern action figures, and everything else is in the Kenner style. I have some of the retro collection ones, where things where I just don't care, because it's like my Bespin Luke Skywalker is retro collection. Now another thing I picked up in this thing is I also picked up the Power of the Force Landspeeder, which I used to have one of these. I bought one back when these were out. And you can see the original. I think I picked this up for like $20. The box is, I mean, considering how old the box is, this is over 25 years old, and the box is in pretty decent shape. I'm not sure what. I think the price tag is from some store called Hills. And I'm not sure if it will. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is Hills. It was originally $9.97 at Hills store, whatever the heck that is. I've never seen a Hills. And here's the Landspeeder. And one difference between this one and the vintage is how low the windshield is. The vintage one sits up higher so that it's actually like break. If it were actually real, it would actually break up the wind hitting the passengers in the vehicle. But on this version, they Luke and Ben, or whoever you want to put in there, it would stick way out. And like let's see here, yeah, they put foot pegs down here on here so that I guess you could stand R2 right up. He would just stand there. And there's one foot peg behind the driver's side. There's no foot peg on the passenger side. And They've got they and just like with the speeder bike, they made it look more beat up and more like how it looks in the movie. This is just like the little thing in the middle, works just like it does on the vintage. You know, it bounces, it glides and floats very nicely. Yeah, there we go. It should, you know, it's always a fun thing there. And it's also got, you know, it doesn't pop open very well, and I don't want to open it up all the way because I have a feeling that the plastic is brittle enough that it will break if I on that hinge. So it's just like, if I were going to put anything in there like a blaster or something, I would just sneak it in there and then open it up in there and just kind of rattle it out again. Whereas I had with the vintage one, even an older copy, that thing just pops right open without any resistance, and you know, it's good to go. But yeah, so pretty happy with this. I like this Landspeeder, and I'm not sure if I'll end up keeping it forever, but you know, I like it for now. I'm definitely keeping that speeder bike. So that's that, and that's this little toy video.